just dark and ugly. Like, I was just using you anyway to get some puss from you because dark girls always give pussy up. I wouldn't get with a tar baby like you.
Hey guys, welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those who are new, my name is Lisa, and in this video we are going to be seeing women sharing some of the most painful insults they have received from men. Guys, men can mean to be wicked. I won't be talking much in the beginning. Let's get right into it.
What's the most disrespectful thing a black guy has ever said to you as a black girl?
Honestly, there were so many that like it was so hard to choose, but I guess I'll choose this one because it had a profound effect on my self-esteem. So there was this black guy that I met, and he worked at a fast food restaurant, and he wanted to get to know me, so I gave him my number, and I told him that I wanted to get to know him face to face. I didn't want to be like texting buddies. So we met up before he had to go into work, and like we were in his car talking, and that's all it was. He tried to kiss me and touch my cat, but I had left because I felt very uncomfortable. So after that, I unadded him from like my contacts, and I was through with him. And he texted me later on and asked me why I hadn't been talking to him. And I was like, oh, you make me feel very uncomfortable. And he was like, shut your bitch ass up. Like, you're just dark and ugly. Like, I was just using you anyway to get some puss from you because dark girls always give pussy up. Honestly, you're ugly as fuck. I wouldn't get with a tar baby like you. And he's actually darker than me. And he just went on to talk about how my complexion is like seriously ugly and like doo-doo. So that hurt a lot.
I really don't understand the hatred that black men have for black women. Like, why are you so triggered by a black woman if you are black yourself? This woman is far from ugly. Her complexion is beautiful. Just because she didn't give in on the first date, mind you, this was the first date, and she refused to give in to him, he resorted to calling her ugly and coming for her looks and her complexion. What is it with black men hating on black women? I really need to know, like, what is the science behind it?
I've been with my boyfriend for over a year and everything's been great except for one thing. Every single day, at least once, he will tell me that I stink and smell of BO. That would just kill me.
Every few months?
Every single day, at least once. Like 7 days a week, every single day he's going to tell her that she stinks. When we met, I showered every day, applied regular deodorant in the morning, brushed my teeth 3 times a day. Now I am so paranoid about smelling bad that I shower at least twice a day. I apply new industrial strength deodorant every few hours.
Oh, so this is so bad. This is so, she's doing the absolute most.
I have a reminder on my phone. So she basically has to put on deodorant, and she reminds herself on her phone to put on deodorant. Perfume, and I brush my teeth anytime I eat or drink something that isn't water. I feel like I'm going crazy. I don't think I smelled bad in the beginning, and I don't think I smell bad now. But I obviously smell bad to him, right? I'm that weirdo that keeps sneakily smelling their own armpits. She keeps going. Imagine.
I don't like the fact that these women are laughing, because I feel like this is nowhere funny. This woman is really being emotionally abused by this man. Do you know what that can do to you? For a man to always tell you you smell, you feel like you have to bathe countless times a day. You have to apply deodorant countless times a day. Like, that can really take a toll on your mental health. To me, this ain't funny at all, at all.
So you're just out at a cafe and then suddenly you're like...
I've been to the doctor and he said there's nothing medically wrong with me. It has honestly gotten to the point where I literally shave my armpit. I shove my armpit in front of my friends and family's faces asking if I smell bad. And they all say I don't smell like BO at all. One friend even said I smell too clean, like a Lush store. I'm getting so paranoid. He won't cuddle or anything when he says I smell. I really don't know what more I can do.
What's the most disrespectful thing a black guy has ever said to you as a black girl? I'll go first. A man actually said that I just made the cut and I should be lucky because I'm the darkest girl he would ever talk to. Like, ew, canceled, immediately cut off. Like, another nigga had the nerve to say that I had small lips for a black girl. Like, do I just have disrespect being written on my forehead or something? Cause, like, what?
Ladies, what's a thing a guy has said to you that made you realize he doesn't like you? I think if we spread the word, we can save each other's time. I'll go first, but I hope no one says this to you. So it was the afternoon of the day following our third date. He randomly decided to send me a picture of his dog just to show that he was thinking about me. So sweet. It's been seemingly green flags up until now. So I thought I'd respond with a cute message. OMG, she's the dog I've always wanted. And he responded with, and you're the bitch I never asked for. Yeah, I think that's when I realized we were on totally different pages. And I stopped seeing him shortly after.
I just saw a post that got my blood pressure up. This is the post. Look at the title, y'all. Me and my boyfriend have been together for almost 3 years. Our relationship is very healthy up until this comment, and I've always thought that I would have even hesitated to say yes if he asked me to marry him. We have arguments but have never anything too serious. Last night he blew up on me because I accidentally put a dent in his truck when pulling out of the parking lot. He ended up calling me the hard R. I'm a black female and he's white. He has never said anything racist before and has apologized already, but I'm very hurt and honestly can't stop crying. He told me that school work is stressing him out and that he took it out on me in that moment because the dent in his truck was just a cherry on top of everything shitty that's been happening to him. I know that he's really truthfully sorry. He keeps on repeating it and giving me excessive amounts of affection. Why is he touching you, girl? Why is he in your face? But I don't know if this is something that I can get over easily. What? Easily? You need to... I love him so much. This really fucking sucks. I know one of two things. One, I know you gotta be young. I know you have to be young because you can't be somebody grown and with some sense. I know you can't. And two, this is giving me you don't have a strong black support system. Because what are you doing? What are you doing? It's slip. That means that it's always been there. Like a slip up is when I accidentally say a curse word in front of my grandma because we like talking or whatever. And I'd be like shit or something. That's a slip, not racism. A hard ER? That is ingrained, sweetie. That's ingrained. It's always there. You got so mad that you went to racism and you're talking about you love him? Sweetie, and this is coming from someone who has dated plenty of white men. I've never had to think about that. And if one of them motherfuckers would have, I've never believed in like domestic violence, but the way that if that R would have rolled off the roof of their the way I would have uppercutted them, the relationship would have been over because as soon as I put my hands on you, we're done. We're done. What are you talking about? Get up. Go home. Where's your mother? Go ask one of your black family members what you should do and then come back and tell us. Because I know you on TikTok. Please come back and tell us what they said. If you don't get up and leave this white man, girl, what?
Ladies, before we continue, I would love to hear some of your experiences. What is the worst insult a man has ever said to you? Let me hear what you guys have to say in the comment section below, because I know at some point in life we've all gotten some insults from these men. It's just inevitable. It is inevitable, really.
Good afternoon, ma. I am 26 years old. I live with my boyfriend. I have my personal house too, a 2-bedroom apartment, but we like each other company a lot. That's why I'm at his place mostly. I go to work in the morning and come back at night too. Lately, he's really broke and have been the one giving him. He's owing me close to 3 million now, but I don't even see it as a big deal because I know he will surely give me back whenever he has. My issue now is, I feel like I'm starting to inconvenience him. He talks to me harshly that made me cry a lot, and yet he won't apologize. I have never cheated on him in our 4 years relationship. He's not cheating too. At least none that I know of, because I don't check his phone. We are more like strangers now. He doesn't know if I'm happy or sad. Of course, I only focused on him. He once told me I'm a bad luck to him. All he says pains me a lot, but I don't react. I left his place for my house. He called my friend and told her after I had left that I'm so insignificant to him now. He doesn't hesitate to talk to me harshly. Whenever I try to talk to him, he will change it to another thing and insult my life joy. I am tired, I'll be honest. I don't even bother to say anything. He will insult me so much and won't even feel the need to apologize. I don't know what to do again. I loved him a lot, but now I don't feel anything again. I'm just empty. Keep me anonymous, please. What should I do?
What this man said to me made me not date for an entire year. Here's a tidbit about the worst date I've ever been on. So I match with this guy on Bumble, we meet up for dinner, and he just shows all of his red flags right away. You know, he's rude to the waitress, he mansplains a Moscow Mule, he sends back his steak for being too well done. He was just vibe arsenic for a first date. I remember he also didn't ask me a single question, and then he didn't tip the waitress. Absolute deal breaker. So as we're heading out, I think he knows he's not getting a second date, so he throws his Hail Mary, and he says, hey, would you like to go hook up in the bathroom? And I was younger, not nearly as assertive, which I regret. And so I answered, no, I can't. I'm on my period. And then he turns to me and says, well, God made back door for a reason. What in the earth, wind, and fire did you just say to me, sir? The audacity of this man to ask me that when he was just trying to salvage something, get something out of a bad date. But golly, luckily, you guys, I was not a people pleaser then, and I said no and walked away. I wish I was bold enough to slap him across the face. How dare he? But yeah, needless to say, there wasn't a second date, and I deleted all of the apps after that.
It's a TikTok of, the caption is, please comment the meanest things a guy has said to you. It's for research purposes and I'm being serious. So here we go.
The meanest thing a guy said to you.
So thank you for sending that in to me. And yeah. I usually only date models, so I'm actually showing you I care by making an exception for you. That is dread. That is dread.
Yes, it is, fam.
That's dread.
I don't know where some man get away with their luck. I don't know how to get away with it.
They can't live in major cities. Because major city yats won't let that run.
Yeah, they'll chew you up and spit you out.
Yeah, this must be like Durham and them sides. Because there's no way you're telling that to a London chick or a Brom chick or a Manny chick. They'll bang you in your face.
She'll
Exactly.
pop your lip.
Exactly. This is a Durham hoe. For sure. For sure. It has to be. It can't be a major city hoe.
And this just goes to show you that men know who to play with. This man said a London chick would never take that because they know those ladies don't take BS. This just goes to show you that men know who to play with. And you as a woman, you should be assertive enough to let men know that you're just not the one. You're not the one to be messed with. They can't even fix their lips to say something disrespectful to you because they clearly have women. They grade women into those that will accept disrespect and those that won't. They clearly say this.
She's a Durham bitch.
That still breaks her. 2 weeks after having a baby, my husband looked at me and said, "Why do you look like that?"
What's the most painful thing you've ever been told?
Someone really close to me. I was telling them about something that I've achieved, I'm so proud of, and I was assuming they're going to be happy for me as well, but the thing they said to me struck me, and I'm never going to forget it. They said, you know, you can go after the things that you want and achieve them, but your place is always going to be in the kitchen. You know, you're always going to have to take care of your family. You're going to have to put your family and your husband first and be a housewife rather than, you know, doing the thing that you love the most.
And if you don't mind, who told you that?
My father. Yeah. It hurt. I love him so much. I love him to pieces, but they still have that mentality, you know, especially with social media these days. They don't really understand it.
And what's your message to others, you know, who've been told similar stuff?
To just, like, brush it off. I know they're your family, but you should just brush it off and never be ashamed of the things that you want to do.
I am going to have a new kind of video for today. I'm going to read you things that my boyfriend has said to me in the past 48 hours since I got back to Tulsa. Keep pissing me off, see if that makes things better or worse for you. Why don't you sit down, shut your stupid mouth, and think of something to do? I'm very disappointed in you. I really need to hit you. Sorry for starting to care about us. Won't happen again. I'm going to block you until Monday. You say the dumbest shit. If I were you, I wouldn't say anything even remotely close to that again. I would tell you, but you don't deserve to know. And that's just a small portion. This man, we met in 2019. I love him. I absolutely love him. We went through a hard time, and we've been fighting for the last 3 years. Like, literally fighting. Arguing. every single time we talk, it ends up in an argument. And
why are you still with him? Why are you still with him? She literally says they have been fighting for the past 3 years, meaning it has been a toxic relationship. He talks to her, you can clearly tell that their relationship is toxic, but she goes ahead to say she absolutely loves him, meaning she's not going to leave him. Like, do you just enjoy being belittled? I understand, guys, it takes time to let go, but you don't have to put up with someone that is putting you down. You don't have to put up with someone that is threatening to beat on you. Like, it's really not worth it. It ain't worth it. Like, ladies, this is why I always post these videos, so that we can learn our worth and walk away from situations that are not serving you. Some of these things, no matter how much people tell you, like you yourself, you have to get to that point where you're tired. You're tired of men treating you like you're nothing. You're tired of them treating you like, you know, you don't matter. Get to that point where you realize that you deserve more. Oh my God, this is crazy.
And after losing the love of my life, I thought that it was worth fighting for him, you know, with him. And I met the love of my life and this man exactly 1 year apart. I was still with the love of my life when I met him. We had an open relationship, and the thing is with this relationship is it is not traditional at all. So yeah, I'm going to block you until Monday, that is him just, he knows how much it bothers me, so he wants to do that to me, to feel like he's punishing me over this fight that we're having. And this whole situation is just, I will fight until the end if I love you. And like, I put in 3 years of fighting, and now we're here again. I went and stayed with him for like 2.5 days this past week, and it was amazing. And I started thinking back, and I'm like, I think it was amazing because I was doing exactly, if he told me to jump, I would do it.
Wow. I actually feel sad for this lady, because it looks like she doesn't have self-esteem. I don't know what it is, because how can you say you will fight till the end for someone that does not respect you, for someone that calls you a bitch, for someone that literally does not love you? Because you can't tell me that this man loves her, but for some reason she's willing to do everything. She said she can even jump if he tells her to jump off, you know, a cliff. She can literally do it, guys.
And I'm just struggling like with a lot of things, and I want a lot of things that I never thought I would want, and I feel like I am losing time, and I'm wasting what time I have.
Yes, girl, you're wasting time. You are. And the sooner I realized that, the better. She said she has been fighting for 3 years, so she doesn't want to let it go because she has invested time. But then the more you continue holding on, you're wasting even more years, more of your youthful years.
Because he is not capable of giving me those things that I want. And so here we are. But yeah, really the one that bothers me the most is probably the first one. Keep pissing me off and see if that makes things better or worse for you. Because typically when he says things like that, it can get pretty bad. So I don't know what to do from here. So that's where we're at.
Just leave the man. That's what you have to do. Leave that man alone, girl. Leave him alone.
So put a finger down if you're dating this guy named Bobby. You guys have been dating for a little bit, but nothing too crazy, not too long. And you decide to bring him around your friends for the first time. So you guys decide to do a drinking game night where everyone is drinking. You invite your female friends and they invite some of their guy friends. So it's like a mixed group of y'all. So you and Bobby have been drinking, so have everyone else. And you and Bobby decide to go to your room. So you decide that you want to start giving him that hawk too. And while you're doing that, he literally stops you and is like, oh, like, go get your friend to help you. This is your first time ever bringing him around your friends. And he says out his mouth, go get one of your friends to help you. I'm triggered again, and I don't even want to continue the story. Like, I don't. I don't. And then what makes it worse is you literally start going like, why would you, like, that's inappropriate. Like, me and my friends don't do that. We don't move like that. And then he starts to try to gaslight you, and it's like, no, like, this is just so you can have more life experiences. You think that's for me? This is for you. This is an opportunity for you so you can have more life experiences. Men are scary.
This is a true story. One of the worst things that a man has ever said to me about long hair. I have to share this story. I just can't. I've never forgotten it. This happened about 5 years ago. So I was like, I don't know, 54, 55 years old. I was in New York City. We were at a cafe and I'm with a bunch of friends. Now we're all in our 50s. And I didn't know this guy. He showed up to have coffee with us. He sits down. He's like 35, 40 years old. And we're all just gabbing away. We're talking. We're having a great time. And then all of a sudden, now, mind you, you guys, you all know, a lot of times my hair is pulled back in a ponytail. A lot of times it's pulled back in a bun. You can't really see the length of my hair. This day, I had it pulled back in a tight bun because it was super hot. And my friends that I was with, they all had pretty short hair. We start talking. We weren't even, the funny thing is, I was so shocked. We weren't even talking about hair. This is what he says. We're just talking about random things. I don't know, fashion, things like, he all of a sudden, out of the blue, it's like he looks at all of us and he says, it's so good that you all, at your age have shorter hair. And like, we were all stunned. I looked at him and I said, what do you mean? I didn't say anything yet about, he's thinking, he doesn't know what the length of my hair. And I said, what do you mean? He says this. I'm not exaggerating. I promise you I'm not exaggerating. I've never forgotten it. He says this. Well, the worst thing in the world, I'm thinking, the worst thing in the world. He says, the worst thing in the world is when you're walking down the street and you see a woman with beautiful long hair, and then all of a sudden you get in front of her and you see that she's like 45, 50 years old. I went, what? That's like the worst thing in the world? What? He says, yeah, that's god awful. And he's sounding so disgusted by this. And I looked at him and I said, oh my goodness, couldn't you say that about anything? Couldn't you? I mean, I happen to love long hair on a guy. I was so stunned. I was so stunned I couldn't say a word right then. I wanted to say, what if you're like walking down the street and you see some guy with long curly hair and all of a sudden you get up in front of him and he's like 70 or 80. So what? I have never been so shocked. This guy, I thought, oh my God, the judgmental attitude, the worst. Ladies, let me know in the comments what you think. I have never heard anything like this. I've never heard anybody say anything like this. I think it's stupid. I'm doing this video, I don't know, just to get, what do you all think? Like, it's a good thing I don't get offended easily. I just was so shocked by how disgusted he was by this. You all let me know. Let me know what you think. I'm sure in the comments you all are going to tell me exactly what you would have said at that point.
This is a non-negotiable for me with dating, but I see it a lot in like hip-hop rap culture. My man does not get to call me the B word when he's upset. My man does not get to use profanity when he's speaking to me because he's upset. My man does not get to cuss me out, call me out of my name, call me all types of B's and hoes and whatever because he's upset. That is a #1 non-negotiable for me while dating. Do not call me out my name. I don't give a damn what just happened. I don't give a damn how mad you are. I feel like that's the epitome of disrespect. Like, that's verbal abuse. You don't get to just open your mouth and say anything to me because you're upset. And I promise you, this goes for friends as well. Like, that's something that is a non-negotiable for me with everyone. I don't play that shit because I would never come out my mouth and start cussing you out and start belittling you and start speaking negativity on you and calling you B's and hoes and ugly and this and that. So I don't understand how some of you women allow your man to do that to you. And say, oh, that's just how we talk. Oh, that's just how we play. Ha ha ha, he toxic. That's how he talk. That's verbal abuse. How somebody acts towards you when they're upset shows their true feelings towards you. I don't even let my homegirls do that. So fuck my man doing it? Are you crazy?
My husband decided to be spontaneous and take me to the movies last night. And when we went to dinner afterwards, I was talking about how much I really loved the movie. It was so good. I was so excited to talk about it. And he looks at me dead in my face and says, "It was just a movie." And I immediately stopped talking. So the more I sat there and thought about it, I start crying. It gets really uncomfortable. And he tries to like break the silence by continuing to talk. And I finally looked at him and I said, "That really hurt my feelings." And he responded, "It was just a movie." I said, "I was really excited to talk about it. You took me to see this movie on a whim. I've never heard of it, didn't look it up beforehand, and I really loved it. You picked a great movie." And I was so excited. And now I don't want to talk at all. Because why would I want to talk after that? And he immediately stops. He's like, "You're right, I'm sorry." And then he grabs my hands. He's like, "I'm not even being sarcastic. You're right, I'm sorry. I love when you get excited. It's just annoying sometimes." I recognize that he is trying and he is learning how to communicate with me. It's not an overnight process, but it is very painful. He's still new to his healing journey, so I just have to keep remembering that.
That women always have to convince themselves that the man is just healing, just give him some time. If the tables were to be reversed, I'm very sure that man would not be that patient with you. The fact that women always have to bring up excuses for men's weird behavior, it's just sad to me. If only men could give women the same grace women give men, oh, the world would be a better place, I guess.
Have you seen that video of a guy who was showing his conversation between him and a girl on a dating app? There's so many of them on here, but this one is particularly wild to me because showing his sort of like flirting technique. He calls it the troll and twist. And everyone in the comments, that's what really got me. Everyone in the comments are like, "Oh my gosh, I wish a guy would flirt with me like this. Like, where are all the guys who do this? Like, guys always just say hi to me on dating apps." All this man is doing, and no hate to this creator, but the bar is so low. It hurt my heart to see this. All this man is doing, okay, is first of all, like trolling, as he calls it, basically like kind of being insulting, like saying, "Hey, what's up, weirdo," or "little weirdo," and then calls her weirdo throughout. And all he's saying are like 5 words at a time, by the way. And he is going through his thought process for each text, and he's like, "Well, this is where you troll and this is where you twist," right? So this is where you sort of like give a little jab, but then give a little affirmation after. Essentially what he's doing is like triggering this person or creating some sort of trauma bond, right? And I get it. When you first meet someone, you do want to gauge like for humor and fun and can I just talk to this person? But it becomes really concerning when we think of witty banter or flirting as negging. So negging is basically when someone is like teasing you, but really they're devaluing you and they're also just like making fun of you. And they do it in such a subtle way that it's hard to call out. That's why it's not just straight up called like insulting someone, right? What's really interesting to me though is when you use the attachment style lens and you think of it as, well, people who are just dismissive avoidant tend to do this the most. They devalue their partners a lot, whether it's like a harmless prank where they shove your face into a cake, or they tell you things like, "I never thought I would end up with someone like you. You're usually not my type," and they think it's like a compliment, but it's not. Or they just make these little jabs throughout the day. Maybe it's about the way you dress, the way you talk, the way you walk, whatever it is. And they think that it's endearing and they think that they're doing something kind of fun and they're adding a spark, but really all they're doing is giving you small paper cuts over time that do hurt your self-esteem. Finding your own language in relationships that actually feels conducive to creating the spark and fun and playfulness is so important, and it shouldn't be done at the detriment of your emotional.
That some women actually love this. Like, I've actually seen women that love men who talk to them as though they are nothing. They love men who joke with them as they put them down, as they call them ugly and stuff. And it's like, why does that, like, why do you love when a man does that? To me, I feel like it's trauma. It's because most women are traumatized, and because they don't want to, I don't know, they try to suppress those feelings by convincing themselves that this is just a way of joking. He's just joking, you know. They try to convince themselves that someone can talk to you negatively without them meaning any harm. They are just joking. It's just a way of connecting. I, for one, I don't take any form of disrespect. I don't care if you're trying to joke with me. You can joke with me in other ways that ain't coming for my looks, coming for my intelligence, coming for anything to do with me. We can joke in so many ways other than those.
Intimacy. You have a guy who does provide, but he humiliates you in public every chance he gets. What do? You ask him, why are you acting like this, talking to me and humiliating me? Then, girl, you need to humiliate him right back and be laughing at him. Or make him repeat it. Like, excuse me, what did you say about your mom? I couldn't hear that. Do you not know how to go back and forth with people? You can't be like, you're an ugly such and such. If he's calling you ugly and stupid, like, oh my gosh, don't say those things about your mother. I'm not saying about my mother. I'm saying about you. Oh, okay, I couldn't hear you. Okay, did you remember to take your medication? Okay, when we get home, make sure you take it. I'm not on medication. You know you're on medication. This is how you do it, ma'am. I'm teaching you. Learn. Take notes. He might not be on no medication, but then people don't know that. I'm sorry, y'all. He's not on his meds. He won't do it again. Bet you he won't. Bet you he won't. Girl, all you gotta do is act crazy. One time. Go at it right with him. Play your role. You can't be sitting there crying. You got to act with him. You got to get right up there with him and do worse. But in a nice, nasty way. I'm sorry, waitress. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everyone. He's not on his meds. Y'all know how that is, you know. That's another form of manipulation out of necessity. If a man has the audacity to disrespect you in public, then you got to manipulate the public to see him in a different light. If men are tired of women emotionally manipulating them, then they need to just act right. You can't play fair in an unfair world.
When a man says something bad about your appearance to you, it's always because they don't want you to think that you could get someone better than them. This is why these toxic men always say things like this when you look good. So next time when they say something bad about your appearance to you, it's just because they are acknowledging that you look good. And at the same time, a real respectable man will never ever say anything bad about your appearance to you. And do not ever ever let them make you think otherwise.
These are things men have said to women about their weight. My husband took off his wedding ring and said, I'll put it back on when you reach your goal weight. Seeing my father for several years, he told me, you look like an ox.
This should be common knowledge. But if a man, especially a man that you've been intimate with, ever brings up your looks, his mama better be the baddest. But the only option is to bring up his mama, is to completely eviscerate his mama.
Remember when I told you guys that everything a guy ever says to you, especially if he tries to pass it off as a joke, is a projection of how he feels about himself? Because get this, I'm sitting talking to this guy and I didn't go out of my way to meet this guy. I just met him, okay? This guy's been working the same job for 13 years, which, whatever. You do what you gotta do. You gotta take care of your responsibilities. You need a job. I get it. That's cool. I'm not knocking the hustle. I just moved to New York City a little over a year ago. Like, I just passed my 365-day mark in New York City, okay? I sold all my belongings. I left Toronto. I moved here without knowing anybody because I want to be an artist. And I am being an artist. I've dropped 4 singles so far and performed 5 times. That's what I'm doing in this city. Anyways, so we're talking and he jokingly calls me a loser. Jokingly, right? And I've never been called a loser because I'm not one. So immediately I clocked it. He's calling me a loser because he feels like a loser. But I didn't let him know that that's what I was thinking. I just pretended I was offended. So I was like, why would you call me a loser? Immediately he goes into defending himself. It's just a joke. You don't get my sense of humor. I just won't make those types of jokes around you. And all that other bullshit that they be saying. Me personally, I don't project my negative feelings about myself onto other people because I don't have very many. And I also know how to be self-aware and understand that if I'm having negative thoughts about someone, it's a projection of how I feel about myself. So I don't say those types of things, even as a joke. I just do silent self-reflection later. Males don't know how to do this, and I've been telling you guys this, which is why they say these jokes and they're really projecting how they feel about themselves onto you. You take it personally because you think that you're the problem, but you're not, and you never were. The only reason why you feel that way is because he wants to make you feel that way. I decided I wasn't going to be offended by that because I'm not a fucking loser. And I also decided to use this as an opportunity to remind you guys not to take these dudes seriously. And honestly, if he says things to you like this as a joke, just leave him where he's at. My ex was like that. I stayed with him for 3 years, and I promise you the straw that broke the camel's back was a joke. It was a dumb joke that he made. And I decided, that's enough. See ya later. And we haven't spoke since.
What's a thing a guy has said to you that made you realize he doesn't like you?
I was in a situationship with a guy for 2 years. Please don't ask. And at the end of the situationship, he just ghosted me. Stopped talking to me, unfollowed me on social media, not responding to my texts, my calls, nothing. I was like, oh, obviously I'm distraught. Like, what am I going to do? So I'm like, I got to keep it pushing. So I go travel the world for 4 months. I come back to Chicago, and he follows me back on social media. And then he sends me some text message like, hey, can we meet up to discuss XYZ? Because I had pitched like a little business venture to him, and he's like, let's talk about it, because he's an entrepreneur. He does coding. He was going to build something for me, right? So like a dummy, I agreed to go because I never got closure, and I wanted to know why he ghosted me. So we meet up to discuss. I'm thinking we're actually going to genuinely talk about my little business idea, but no, he uses it as an opportunity to explain his behavior and essentially apologize so he can make himself feel better because he felt so horrible. Turns out he ghosted me because he met another woman that he wanted to date and actively pursue, even though we were in a situationship for 2 years, but that meant he didn't like me. I know this now. So of course the whole conversation, like, I'm in pain because essentially my feelings were put on ice, but now I'm like truly feeling them. I go on to say, like, you know, I kind of black out as I'm talking. Like, I'm not yelling or anything, but I can't remember the essence of the entire conversation. But I remember asking him, like, why was I not enough? And he goes on to say, well, I never dated you, Cheyenne. He goes on like, I never treated you like a girlfriend or somebody I would actually date. Which honestly, I think is fucking crazy to say because, okay, we're spending Thursday through Sunday together. You're taking me to some of the nicest restaurants in Chicago. We're doing tasting menus. And yeah, spending money, whatever. You're taking me on dates, like nice ass dates, but he has money, so I guess it meant nothing to him. You've been following me for a while. I'm referring to Airplane Bay, so he'll be like, look, I just put some new gas into the plane. Let's go take a day trip somewhere. Like, what? We are traveling, vacationing together. We are meeting each other's parents. I met his mom. He met my mom. I'm hanging out with him and his friends. He said, how is that not serious? Hear him say, I wasn't treating you like a girlfriend. I had men say crazy ass things to me in my day, but that specifically hurt because I really thought all those actions and all the time we spent together meant the man actually liked me. But I really think he hated my guts. Yeah, just because we did all those things doesn't mean I was actually liked you or was trying to date you. I hate that man.
What do you do if a man calls a woman an idiot? Honestly, it doesn't bother me because I know I'm smart and probably smarter than them. And if they call me an idiot, well, then who's the bigger idiot if they're with an idiot? That's when, if they think you're dumb, you can literally get away with playing dumb all the time. So it's going to work for you in the long run. Just like, oh, remember, I'm an idiot, so I don't know how to do that. So you take care of it. Oh, I'm an idiot. I can't do that. So you go ahead and take care of it. I mean, you can use it in your favor later on because you're an idiot and you can't do anything. So I don't want to mess that up, you know, being an idiot and all. So you take care of it. Girl, I will use that until it can't be used anymore. I'm like, I'm an idiot. I'll mess it up. You got it. Go ahead. Take care of that. Okay. So we're just going to take everything and turn it to our favor. That's what we do. Okay?
My man always insults and calls me names whenever we have issues. And if I should complain, he calls it ego and pride. And this keeps repeating itself. Please, do you think I should continue with the relationship or I should just let it go?
Personally, I think your man does not respect you.
Hey.
He doesn't value you. And in fact, probably you are in the wrong ship. So because see, he insults you.
Yeah.
And when you complain, he manipulates you.
Exactly. He manipulates.
And which means that he's trying to normalize it. And the problem in staying in this kind of relationship is that over time, you get used to it. In fact, you might even start justifying his action.
Exactly, yeah.
You understand? And it will now become a norm. And it will now be very hard for you to leave that relationship. So my sister, because see, I always tell people, see, don't stay where you are tolerated.
Exactly.
Stay where you are celebrated, because that is where your happiness will come from.
Yeah.
So my sister, my own advice for you is to run.
I used to tell my ex-husband, why are we still married? You hate me. You act as if you hate me. Well, no, we're in love. We're married. No. I'll never love anyone like I love you. But you hate me. You treat me like shit. You call me names. You call me fat. You call me lazy. You tell me I look disgusting, that I'm ugly. You say I have no friends. You tell me to get off my fat ass and start doing some stuff around the house. Like, I do a lot in the house. You hate me. You insult me. Like, why do you even want to be with me? Why are we still married? Now that I think back to it, it's not that he hated me. He hated himself. And the only way to abuse himself is to do it through me. Fat, lazy, no friends, ugly. That's him. One time he told me I looked like a penguin. If you saw my ex-husband, you'd be like, is this Happy Feet? Am I watching Happy Feet on Disney Plus? That's what you would think, because he actually does look like a penguin. And I'm not saying this to be insulting. I'm saying this because he called me a penguin. And I didn't really understand it. Now, when I look at him, he looks in the mirror and he sees a fat, lazy, no friends penguin. That's what he called me. Those were the insults that he had because it was a clear projection of what he thought about himself. He didn't think highly of himself at all. The only way that he could abuse himself was to say those things to me. And it hurt me then. When a narcissist insults you, it hurts. No matter what they're calling you, some stupid names. I want you to try this thing next time. If they call you a name, they get really nasty. They'll like go to like the deep depths of the dirt bag and pull out some nasty shit. And sometimes they'll pull something out that actually does have something to do with you, but it's not the same. It's like, you're depressed just like your mom. They'll pull something out that has something to do with you, but then they'll go back to the penguin, fat, lazy. They don't want it to fully be such a mirror of them, but it is a projection of who they are. I want you to try to do this. This is an exercise that if I knew this back then, it would have probably helped me, because it really brought me to some deep depression state when he would call me all these names. So the narcissist in your life is insulting you, calling you all these names, and it's making you feel like shit. They're spitting venom at you. They're blah, 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 screaming at you, calling you fat, disgusting, lazy. And Ro, you look like a penguin. Get off your lazy ass and go to the gym. You look like a penguin. This is what I want you to do. Close your eyes. Well, if you can. Sometimes you don't want to do that in front of a narcissist. But I want you to imagine that they are looking in the mirror and they're saying this to themselves. They're not saying it to you. They're looking in a mirror. So all of those words that are coming at you, they're not at you. They're saying it to themselves. If you start to feel compassion and you start to feel bad for them, that is a normal reaction. That is you having empathy. That is okay. But I want you to start imagining them saying that to themselves, because truly that's what you're looking at. That's not you. You're not the lazy one. You're not the penguin. You're not the person with no friends. You have friends. You just have isolated yourself from them because of them and them making you feel like you can't talk to anyone. You have friends. Watch what happens when you get rid of that narcissist. When you get rid of them and you walk away from them, watch what happens. You get all your friends back. You make money. You sleep better. You eat better. Music sounds better. You start to discover your favorite color again. You start to dance again. You start to sing again. You start to enjoy life again. This is what happens when you leave.
One of the subtle ways that narcissists tear you down is through jokes. And it's not because they're just silly, funny people. It's about control and keeping you off balance. Here's how it works. They will say something hurtful that's framed as a joke, like, oh, wow, are you really going to eat all that? Or, oh, is that what you're wearing to dinner tonight? And when you don't laugh and when you push back, they will turn it on you. They'll say, oh, you're too sensitive, or I can't even joke around you. And of course, nobody reacts well to somebody making digs at them. But the reason they do this is because they want to make you feel small while avoiding any accountability on their part, because by saying that it's a joke, they leave you questioning your own feelings and being like, oh, well, were they actually just being funny? Were they actually just making a joke? But no, they're doing it to control you. Seeing you uncomfortable or confused really feeds their need for superiority. And it's also a very easy way for them to dismiss your concerns without taking any responsibility. They use these jokes to erode your confidence over time while having to take as little accountability as possible. And recognizing it is really the first step to stopping that cycle and what you can do temporarily before you leave, because narcissists will never change. Stay calm. Tell them that, that didn't feel like a joke to me, or I don't appreciate jokes like that, and that's setting a boundary that this is a behavior that you're not going to tolerate, and whatever. Let them call you boring. Let them say that you don't have a sense of humor, because that, to me, is not a relationship that I want to be in when somebody's making digs at me and making me feel bad. All this to say that you don't have to tolerate jokes that hurt you. Real humor is supposed to build a connection, and it doesn't tear you down.
So this message is to the ladies out there who are in relationships with men that call them bad words, like the B word, the C word, the W word, the whatever word, the word that's not nice. I got a message for you, okay? Y'all need to listen up. First of all, I'm going to say this. Those words are not nice. Those words are not normal. And no man should be calling you them, ever. Because if he's calling you the B word, the C word, the W word, when he's mad, or even when he's not mad, especially when he's mad, that man can't stand you. That man does not like you. In fact, he might hate you. Now, he might tell you he loves you, but he only loves you when he's getting his way, when he's getting what he wants from you. But that man does not love you if he's calling you the B word, the C word, the W word, or whatever word, okay? He hates your ass, okay? And if you want to stay in that kind of relationship, then go right ahead. Be my guest. Do what you need to do. But I'm telling you right now, there's a high probability that man is going to either whoop your ass, or he's going to cheat on you, or you're going to be miserable for the rest of your life because he doesn't like you. He can't stand you, and he's only with you because he doesn't have another option. Because if he really respected you and loved you, because love and respect go hand in hand, if he loved you and he respected you, he wouldn't be calling you the B word or the C word or the W word. He would never let that slip out of his mouth for fear of losing you. And he ain't afraid to lose you because he don't really like you. And to be honest with you, if you're going to say, oh, well, he's from the hood, that's just how they talk, I got news for you, okay? The B word means the same in the hood as it does in the suburbs. It still means the same thing. The C word, the C-U-N-T word, means the same thing in the hood as it does in the suburbs. And when people say it, those words mean the same thing. They have energy. Words have energy. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. And when you're speaking that over someone, when you're calling somebody the B word, you're speaking energy over them. And if they're receiving that energy because they're around it, then guess what? That's what that person is going to become. You're going to become the B word or the C word or the W word. That's going to become your reality. So if you don't want to be those things, you better get away from the person that's calling you those things. Like your mom and dad telling you you're pretty and smart every day. You're going to start believing that shit. I'm pretty and smart. Even if you're ugly and dumb, you're going to start believing I'm pretty and smart. Because words have energy. And the people that are in your life are speaking over you, and you're becoming the things that they're speaking over you. So if your significant other is calling you bad words, you're going to become the bad words that they have called you, whether you like it or not. That's just the reality of words. Read the Bible once in a while and look at the power of words. Words are the most powerful things that can come out of your mouth. Okay, they're the most powerful things that you have in your arsenal of weapons against spiritual warfare is your words. To the men who feel the need to call a woman out of her name, why are you with her? If you can't stand her, why are you with her? Leave her ass. If she really is a B word, then leave. Maybe y'all got a kid or something. Maybe that's why you're staying. It ain't worth it. Trust me, because you're just going to be 10 years down the road miserable and still living with the B word, okay? And if she isn't really a B word and you keep calling her that because your imagination has you thinking that she's doing things that she's not doing, you need to break up with her, and you need to go get yourself some mental help. You need help, because you shouldn't be putting people through that. So that's my message for today. Y'all have a good one.
A few years back, in an effort to be petty, I decided to commit to referring to men as males in response to how they call us females. And it was during that experiment that it became so much more obvious to me how heinous men referring to us as females is. Because the amount of intentional effort I had to put in to think to say males before I said men, it wasn't natural at all. I had to like force it. And even after a while, when it became a habit, I would still slip up and call males men. And then it got to a point that I just got tired of doing it and just stopped doing it. So the males out here who habitually refer to us as females are putting in work. Or they've done it so much to where it is just second nature, but that took time. And I didn't expect for that experiment to result in even more disgust in males' ability to refer to us as females so habitually. But wow, trying it on for size, it was like, y'all are clocking in to do this. This isn't necessarily a conscious effort. And if you are doing it to the point where it is an unconscious effort, you've been putting in work. Okay, 401k benefits to get to that point. Yeah.
Ladies, as we wind up this video, I just want to say that never take disrespect from a man. Never let a man come for your looks and you still tolerate him. You still stay in that relationship. A man who puts you down, a man who talks down on you does not love you. He does not respect you. I know sometimes you don't want to leave because you feel like you've already invested a lot in that relationship. But the more you stay, the more you're wasting more years. Let go. Get out of that toxic relationship. No relationship is worth your mental health. No relationship is worth your self-esteem. Let that man go. If a man does not value you as a woman, if a man cannot respect you, that man is just not the one for you. Anyways, tell me what you think about this topic in the comment section below. And yeah, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell so you get notified each and every time I drop a video. Till next time, I remain Lisa. Peace and love. I love you all. Bye.